Algebra benchmark 6.3, solving systems by substitution or equal values method. First problem set up for equal values because we have two things equal to the same value y. So if 3x plus 9 equals y and negative 5x minus 7 equals y, then they must equal each other. The other way you can think of it is just by substitution. If y is that stuff, you can squeeze that in for the other y in the other equation. Either way, you'll have 3x plus 9 equals negative 5x minus 7. I'll take my x's, I'll move them to the left side. So whether you flip and switch or just add the opposite to both sides. This will give me 8x. In the same step, if you want, you can just go minus 9. You turn it into two steps here. And then divide by 8. We get x equals negative 2. I'm going to take that negative 2 now and plug it into my original equation, either one. I'll plug it in the first one right here, and I'll get y equals 3 times negative 2 plus 9. So y equals 3. My final answer is negative 2 comma 3. Because we're looking for an intersection point. These are two lines that are crossing somewhere. So when you get that value, that first answer, x equals negative 2, we're not done yet. You need to plug it back in and find y. Now to check our answer, might as well do that right away. I can take that same negative 2 and plug it into the other equation. So I'll go y equals negative 5 times negative 2, which is 10, minus 7. So real quickly we can check that we got the same answer for y, so I know that I'm right. Second problem. It's set up where it says y equals something. So it's y equals 2x minus 1. So I can take that something and plug it in for y in the other equation, since they both have the same answer for y. So I have 3x minus y, but y is now 2x minus 1 equals 4. At this step here, I need to distribute this negative sign because there's negative in front of the parentheses. So I have 3x plus negative 2x now, and plus positive 1 equals 4. Combine like terms, I have 1x, or just x. Flip and switch, or subtract 1 from each side. So x is 3. Just like before, we're not finished. We need to plug it back in to find the other value. We need to find y. So if I take that 3 and plug it in for x in my second equation, I'll get y equals 2 times 3 minus 1. So 5. So my answer should be 3, 5. Now if I have time on my benchmark, I'm going to go back and I'm going to take that 3 that I got my answer before for x and plug it in the other equation and double check. So I have 3 times 3, which is 9, minus y is 4. Now I'm going to bring that y to the opposite side. I'm going to flip and switch it so it says y on the right side. I'll take an extra step here. And then I'm going to take that 4 and flip it to the other side. So I have y equals, I'll write it over here I guess, 5 equals y, or y equals 5. So you can see we got the same answer each time. So that's checked. Last problem. Now this one's a little trickier because it looks like it's lined up for elimination method. We have our x's vertically lined up, our y's lined up, and our equal signs lined up. So the problem is we have to use substitution or equal values. So we need substitution, so we need one of the equations to be in the form x equals something or y equals something. The easiest one to pick right here is this x because it's all by itself. There's no coefficient of it. So I'm just going to solve for x here. In other words, put the 3y to the other side. So x equals 1 minus 3y, or 1 plus negative 3y, or negative 3y plus 1, one of those three. And then I'm going to take that stuff and plug it in for x in the other equation. So I have 2 times x, which is now 1 minus 3y. And then copy the rest of the problem. Negative 4y minus 4y equals 12. I'm going to distribute. So 2 minus 6y minus 4y equals 12. Combine like terms. And then I'll get rid of my 2. So negative 10y equals 10. Divide by the negative 10 and I get negative 1 for y. I'm going to take that negative 1 for y. I'm not done yet. I need to find the rest of my ordered pair. and plug it back into one of the two original equations. Now I could use this when I had this x equals 1 minus 3y. I could take that negative 1 and plug it in right there, and that'll work just fine. Or you can take it and plug it into any of the other two y's. So I'll do both. I'll start here with this negative 1 here. So I'll go x equals 1 minus 3 times negative 1. 1, maybe I'll go plus negative here. So I can go 1 plus 3, which is 4. So I have x equals 4. Now my ordered pair then, I'll write it over here. It's always x comma y. Even though I found y first, I don't write it first. I have to write my x first. So it's 4, negative 1. Double check my answer up above. I'm going to take that negative 1 I had before. And I'll go 2 times x minus 4 times the negative 1 equals 12. Maybe I'll go plus negative there to remind myself this is negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. And 2x equals 8 when I subtract 4 from both sides. Oops, divide by 2, and I get x equals 4 there. So I checked my answer. I got 4 for x each time. And again, make sure you write the x first and the y second, no matter which one you find first.